What's up, folks? I should have combed my hair before I left. You know, it's weird because it feels like my hair is like slowly, like growing so slow. Like, anyway, it rained. As you can tell, my windows are wet. 'Tis the weather change, you know, even though we're like still a month early, so. But anyway, how y'all doing today? Friday, August 15th, I think? Yes, August 15th. So, boy, do I got a story, a crazy story. So, work was a simple day yesterday, just to make it quick and simple. The day before yesterday, I don't know if I mentioned this, but we actually got in trouble at work, and it was our fault. It actually was our fault. I'm finna own up on my end. I know it was a fuck up, and I knew damn well that we shouldn't have done it. But I thought, that's what I talk about jobs introducing bad habits, because it's like, fuck it at this point. Even Kyle's like taking it seriously too now, and everybody in the group except for Dave got in trouble. You know, Dave was working, and the HR supervisor actually came into the fucking dining hall while we were all just chilling on a break, and they were just like, what the fuck, bro? You know, but we were sitting in there for a little longer and a little later than we were supposed to, right? So I'm gonna own up on my end. At least that's what I thought happened. I don't know. I wasn't on my break that long. I was just hanging out in there. So we all got to talking to, and blah, blah, blah. And, I wanted to catch you guys before someone else did. That doesn't really matter when it's getting passed around to everybody in the office anyway. So what's the point of, we're not in trouble. We're not gonna, you guys are, I'm glad that I'm the first one to catch this before anyone else does. Because that's a sign saying, I caught you guys, but we'll just keep it to us. And if you do it again, then we'll say something, you know what I mean? Like, but I don't know. That's not really how it should work. But, you know, everybody in the office hears about it, and everybody's talking to Kyle about it. And you know, and it's just like, oh my God, I thought you guys said, you're not in trouble, but here you guys are telling everybody in the office that the supervisors, is getting passed off to everybody. It was just told to the supervisors. Well, there's bound to be a supervisor who's going to say something to the big managers. Like, yeah, there's always a loudmouth in the group. But it is what it is. Like I said, the reason why I seem a little annoyed about it was for that reason of, you guys are not in trouble. It's a good thing we caught you guys before anyone else did. What was the point of even saying that to us if it's going to get passed around anyway, for one? Because that's saying, I caught you guys, but let this be a warning and just move on. No, instead it gets passed off to everybody in the office, which was why I got annoyed. Because, you know, you don't tell people, good thing I caught you, but you're just as bad as everyone else at that point who would have caught us. You know what I mean? It's just like, what's the point of even saying, just, I don't know. I know I sound a little ridiculous, but either way, we got caught. But the reason why I got yesterday, I bring up the day before yesterday, is because it came up again to Kyle and I. And I'm like, why are you guys still talking about it? You know what I mean? I'm like, it happened. It's already over. You caught us. You know, you already spoke your piece the day before. I was telling this to Kyle. I wasn't telling this to the supervisors. I was like, why are they bringing it up again? It already happened yesterday. You know, they caught us. They already talked to us. Why are they bringing it up again? You know what I mean? So I told Kyle, I really hope they don't keep bringing that up, because that's going to annoy the shit out of me. Because it's like they already did. But they can, you know, I don't mean that like I'm going to say something back talk and, you know, that's not what I'm implying. I'm implying that, you know, quit talking about it. If you guys are, oh, good thing we caught you first, or found, if we saw you guys first. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. Sorry, friend. I'm not trying to cut in front of you. It's just, I gotta move to the right too. I know these guys were moving past me, but like, I'm not trying to cut in front of him. He wanted to chase the lanes too, but it wants me to go Natchez Trailway. I'll go that way this time. Because I've been going straight a lot lately, but anyway, but like, yeah, so it wasn't a bad day yesterday or nothing like that. That whole thing came up again yesterday, literally at the beginning of the day, after Kyle and I went to the first room. Kyle went to drop off a battery, and I went to drop the garbage bin off. And super sweet lady, her name's Maxie or whatever. She comes up to us again, and she's like, so we're not going to let what happened yesterday happen again, right? And then it turned, and then, just like, yeah. But again, I didn't say it like that. I just kind of was like, oh my God, is this really coming up again? I just kind of had that like thought of, oh, here we go with this again. And she was like, yeah, what happened yesterday was really embarrassing. I'm like, you talking outside about this in front of the office is embarrassing. I could give a shit. I mean, I give a shit for my job. I don't really give a shit that they caught us. But I give a shit for the sake of my job and the money. I don't really care that they caught us. But again, it's their rule, it's their game, it's their rules, right? So, I didn't mean to I didn't throw anyone under the bus, but the truth of reality was I should have just got up and did my own thing. But she was like, yeah, you're a leader, I'm not a lead, but a leader, but you two know better. And I was like, I honestly was just following them, because sometimes, leads will do bad habits that'll end up catching up to people later. So I didn't throw Kyle under the bus, but I was like, I was just following what they were doing, honestly. And she was like, that doesn't matter. And I'm like, yeah, it really doesn't, honestly, because it really doesn't, because I did know better. I'm owning up on my end. But anyway, yeah, I just didn't say anything else after that. I was more annoyed that it just got brought up again. I was just like, ugh, stop talking about it already. We got the fucking message. We're taking it seriously. And we did. So they're like, oh, I gotta get in this lane. I'm sorry, bud. I know you've been sitting behind me the whole time. But, it's just like, yeah, it just kind of turned into this debacle. But I'm not mad about it at all. It's kind of it's the first story. There's a few stories of what's been going on, even this morning, honestly. So, like I said, happy Friday, by the way. But, yeah, after that, Kyle and I took the break seriously. We took them more serious. We decided to take them more seriously. But still, if we come in late at like 11:36 or 11:40, we're still entitled to the 30-minute break, because we're genuinely not trying to be late to our break or our lunch. But we clean the bathroom, get done by 11:36. We should be able to sit down at 11:40. Fucking Kyle, man. The guy meant well, but he was cooking his food for too long yesterday, and I sat there waiting for the fucking microwave the whole time, bro. I was just like, half the time, dude. Yeah, he like put it in for 4.5 minutes, and then it turned into another 4.5 minutes, because he was cooking one of those TV dinners, and I was just like, I was like, bro, and he was like, I'm sorry. I was like, oh, you're good, dude, you're good, you gotta cook the food, but you should have let me go first, because, my food's only 3 minutes. It's just a thing of mac and cheese, and his is like almost 7 minutes, and I told him, I'm like, I'm literally wasting my lunchtime waiting for your food to be done. I'm sitting in front of them. I'm standing there, looking outside because I don't want to go on my phone, because then I don't want it to make my lunchtime start. But I didn't think his food would take 8 minutes to cook. But I told him, just let me go first. If you got a TV dinner, let me go first, please. Because my food's a lot shorter. And he kind of nodded his head like, yeah. But anyway, after that, later, I took my last break, we did it. There was no Jeannie yesterday. So it was I think she mentioned that a while ago, that she was taking the Thursday off or something like that. But yeah, so it was a break from her yesterday, which was nice. Oh yeah, there must have been a storm last night, because there's pieces of tree branch everywhere. So I went home, got ready, went to a potluck at my pastor's house, was talking to as many people as I can there. I feel bad because I was on my phone a good portion of the time they were doing worship music, but I did pay attention majority of the time. But it's just like, I do feel bad for a good portion of the time. I shouldn't have done that, but I felt kind of like, I know I shouldn't feel alone, because everybody wouldn't mind talking to me there, but people my age don't even really associate with me except for like one guy, and his name's Nate. So, and then Kyle, but Kyle was with his wife. So, but yeah, we had a good time. I was talking with Nick and Darren. They both play the instruments. Darren's a bassist. He's left-handed though, so I feel kind of bad for him a little bit, because he wants a 4001 too, but he, the left-handed ones are more expensive than the right-handed ones. But I'm right-handed, so I can play right-handed. Oh, Natchez Trail Elementary School. Went here a majority of my time. Not in the new building. They have a new building on the 2-story building, I went to the old school, which is still there, it's not torn down. So yeah, I went home and I went straight to bed after that. I just got, because it was 10 o'clock, so I was like, oh boy, if I manage to get up, that'd be great, but if I don't, then Mom wake me up, it's Friday, let's get this done and over with, right? Oh, and another thing about Kyle at work, they're switching his schedule. So he's not doing Monday through Friday anymore. I guess he's doing Sunday through Thursday. They're that desperate for someone, and Kyle's not happy about it, but or he's not happy about it. I guess he doesn't mind. It's just for the fact of transportation. So he was like, if I can, I guess he figured out a ride plan, and I told him, on the bright side too, at least you don't have to deal with Jeannie anymore, at least for an extra day, like Sunday you don't have to deal with her, and then Monday you don't have to deal with her either. It's just your last 3 days of the week. And then me, I don't deal with her Monday, but the rest of the week, and then Friday it's just me and her, but we can do it. We know how to do it. Hopefully she doesn't get on my nerves too often, but we're normally pretty good with each other as a team when she acts right a good portion of the time. So, but yeah, I guess they're moving him Sunday through Thursday, which I was like, wow, okay. I didn't think they'd have him do it. But he doesn't go to church. I go to church. That's why they instantly dropped it for me. They instantly dropped asking, because I mentioned I go to church, and they were like, oh, you go to church. I was like, yeah, I go to church. And they're like, oh, well, that changes everything. And then they tried asking me again, and I told them no, because I go to church on Sundays, because at my church that I go to, Restoration Point, their only services in Tacoma, their only services on Sunday morning only. They don't do Saturday nights. So they dropped it instantly when I told them I go to church. But it's not a thing to lie about, because it's the truth. I do go to church, you know what I mean? It's not an excuse to get out, because I do go to church every Sunday. So I told them Tuesday through Saturday could work too, and they were like, no, we need someone for Sunday. And I was like, I can't. I can't do Sunday because I go to church. And they're like, oh, you go to church? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, that changes everything. And I was like, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry that I go to church, but I'm sorry that I'm not the guy for Sunday through Thursday. I'm not. But it's probably only for temporary for him anyway. So, but anyway, oh, poor homeless bastard. Yeah, excuse my language. With the sign, man. It is hard times, though, man. It's hard times to find work. It really is. So, anyway, yeah, I went to this potluck. Had a good time for majority of the time. The fair's coming up, so I offered one of the guys to go with. He said, yeah, because I want a buddy to go on the rides, I don't want to not go on rides, you know what I mean? Except for anything upside down. I don't fuck with anything upside down except for the roller coaster at Wild Waves. But none of the roller coasters really, you poor bastard. So, yeah, they need to really fix up that golf place. Grass is all fucked up there. It's like they don't really kind of gave up on the property. The Spanaway Golf. So I never actually went there before. I grew up driving around it, but I never actually been in there. Like Sprinker, I only been in there once to ice skate, and then that was it. It's been like 2018. I haven't been there again. So, anyway, I woke up this morning, and this is the final story for this morning. But yeah, yesterday was an okay day. It wasn't a bad day. I hope and pray today goes well to just knock it out too. I'm gonna be in good spirit, good mindset today. And this morning I woke up and this surprised me. I genuinely thank God. Like I do as much as I can. If I really think, oh no. Oh shit. I hope that traffic will move. But it says that I'll still arrive at a 7-Eleven. I hope. I don't want to have to call them to tell them I'm going to be late because of traffic this time. So, I woke up this morning and ABM paid me. I was like $654. Where the fuck did that come from? ABM fucking paid me. they paid me the rest of the sick pay and all that. I guess they paid me the rest of the sick pay and the vacation pay if I had any. I don't know how, but, but I did. I did it somehow. Yeah, the ABM paid me. I was like, what? I was like, okay, yeah, thanks. Thanks for paying me. Thank you, ABM. I guess Judith wasn't bullshitting after all. I think it's sick pay. They can't pull it out now. They just paid me if it was a mistake, but, it's like, huh, what a trip. So, yeah, my mother genuinely told me, I kid you not, I could pull out $200 to pay my base. So I'm going to go back to Tacoma at some point this weekend and go pay my Rickenbacker a bit. Pay it down a little bit. So I was like, wow, okay. $200. I'll throw $200 at them to start. And then I'll be at $2,500 left, I think. No, $2,700. I was like, ain't no way I paid $1,000 already on it. Because it's $3,500, so. But yeah, I'm gonna give him $100, $200 every check. I'm gonna try at least. But hopefully they'll reimburse me for a day, Hopefully everything looks good on my end, But yeah, it was, they didn't pay me a day, my last check, so it should hopefully go through an extra day this time. So, yeah, that's the big exciting thing about this morning. Is Friday started off with me getting paid by ABM again. It's random because I haven't been with ABM in like a month, and then they just pay me out of nowhere, and I'm just like, whoa, okay. That surprised me. But anyway, I'm gonna end it here because I didn't realize I'm at 23 minutes. So yeah, getting closer, little by little. I made my first payment last weekend. It was like $60, so something, but it's exciting. I was talking with people about it yesterday. I was like, really is exciting, that I have that Rick in my possession pretty soon. And I know it's not about materialistic things either. I know it's not about that. And I'm trying to really remember that. There's a lot that I'm trying to spiritually keep track on, because, should be all about God, but, But again, I don't want to have that blessing be taken away from me. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. If the rapture happened, you know what? Bye, Rickenbacker. See you later. Bye, PlayStation. See you later. Bye, Mustang. See you later. Or, won't see you later, but, yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I'm having a good morning this morning. I'm excited, but I'm going to end it here. So, happy Friday.